Hello, we're here today with Dr. Stephen Quay, CEO of Atossa Therapeutics, trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker ATOS. Stephen, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be here, Greg.
You recently announced a decision to prioritize metastatic breast cancer as your lead indication. What drove that decision, and why do you believe that endoxifen could be a game changer in this setting?
I think three things drive it. First is the high unmet need in metastatic breast cancer. These are women who don't have a lot of options, and something as potent as endoxifen gives them, a chance at that point in the disease progression. Number two is that we have compelling early clinical data. In prior clinical work, endoxifen has more than doubled the mean progression-free survival, which is the endpoint in these conditions, in women who are CDK4/6 inhibitor naive patients. It's demonstrated robust activity in heavily pretreated women, and collectively, it seems like a really good option. So it is potentially a game changer in metastatic breast cancer.
Now, Stephen, for viewers who may not be familiar, can you explain what endoxifen is and how it differs from standard therapies such as tamoxifen and aromatase inhibitors?
Yeah, sure. So endoxifen is the most active metabolite of tamoxifen. And it's been formulated for maximum bioavailability and the ability to get past the stomach. Four really key criteria: greater potency, a broad mechanism of action, a very favorable safety profile, and overcoming the metabolic variability that you get with tamoxifen.
You've generated some promising data not only in metastatic disease, but also in prevention and neoadjuvant settings. Can you share highlights from those trials and what they mean for the broader potential of your drug?
Yes, that's a very exciting aspect of endoxifen in what it appears to be a very broad clinical utility. For example, in addition to metastatic data, it may be able to prevent breast cancer in the setting of high breast density. In the neoadjuvant setting, which is the treatment between the time of diagnosis and the time of therapy, over 85% of our patients saw a significant decrease in cell activity after just 4 weeks of treatment. And finally, it may also have potential in the adjuvant setting. So it truly is broadly positioned for prevention, early treatment, standard of care treatment in the metastatic setting.
Turning now to the business side, Stephen, what do your current cash position and financial runway look like, and how are you thinking about funding going forward?
Yeah, this is a really critical question for any biotech company. We have a strong balance sheet and no debt. So we reported $71 million in cash as of the end of the year of 2024. And our current projections means that this should be substantially, approximately 2 years of runway. For the long term, we'll be leveraging this strong balance sheet as we develop clinical endpoints and see progress in the trials.
Intellectual property, critical in biotech, of course. Can you talk about your patent portfolio and how it protects your long-term value prop?
So I have 92 patents and have won 5 litigations. So we have a robust patent estate that covers multiple aspects of the drug, from the chemical itself, endoxifen, to its formulation, to the way that we treat breast cancers. And the strategic advantage of this is that these patents go out through 2038 or even beyond. And so they give us and our partners, potential partners and shareholders, a lot of runway to have an exclusive position in this important therapeutic.
Your company is approaching some key clinical milestones. What should investors be watching for in terms of upcoming data or regulatory catalysts?
Yeah, so in the metastatic program, which we've just announced, we have to go to the FDA and get concurrence on the details of that. That will be happening this year. And we intend to try to enroll our first patient on this trial before the end of this year, which would be quite phenomenal because that is the registration trial. In prevention, we want to have a full phase data report and 24-month follow-up. And the neoadjuvant and I-SPY trials will continue to develop important safety and efficacy data. And of course, as I've said before, now this will be the year where we have regulatory engagement with the FDA around what these programs are that will allow registration and sale of endoxifen.
And finally, Stephen, what is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in Atossa today?
Well, look, I mean, it's very clear. We have a focused, high impact opportunity with endoxifen. It's differentiated. It's a next generation SERM, which is the term for this class of drugs. We have very compelling clinical data and an efficient regulatory strategy that we put together over the last 3 months. A solid financial position to allow us to finance this program and many near-term catalysts as we move into the clinic on registration trials and we advance the existing trials in prevention and in neoadjuvant treatment. Collectively, we believe these factors make Atossa a high upside investment, and we are poised to disrupt standard of care in breast cancer treatment and build the long-term value.
It's an interesting story, Stephen. Thank you for sharing the Atossa story with us today.
Great to be with you, Greg.